Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Amoy Sirius News Network Sunday paper program. Well, tonight the Oscars are underway with no black folk, they say. Though Selma's up for Best Pick, 50 Shades of Grey, limp as a dick. Bill O'Reilly's the latest to sleaze, claiming he dodged some bullets. Cracker, please. Japan's nukes are leaking, enlarging the ducks in Peking. Head to your favorite restaurant. 9/11 trials underway, in secret, of course, so they say. And Rob McCord wants a few dollars more. And Don Tolson, slam behind the cell doors. These stories and more with John Smarmy's One Brown Eye on the World, Darren Martinez's movie views and reviews for Oscar week, John Rice's Gamers Oscars. Yes, Gamers Oscars. Ron Morrow's Mystic Minute, something about being snubbed by those very same Oscars, and special guests Jim McCauley and his goats, as in Rod Sperling, on the Oscars. These stories and more on this week's edition of the Amoy Sirius News Network Sunday paper program.
It's the Amoy Sirius News Network with Dan Mahan, John Smarmy, Jim McCauley, Dave Morrow, John Rice, Goat, and Darren Martinez.
In national news, Black History Month is coming to a close for 2015 with a bit of a bang, as tonight's Oscars will be picketed by the NAACP, since out of the 20 slots of Best Actor or Actors Awards period, not one blackie. That's right, all white actors for this year's Oscar Actors nominations, although Selma is up for Best Picture. Yeah, burn, Mississippi, burn. The anti-vax, speaking of picketing, are set to walk on Washington. Yes, that's right, those crazy mothers who won't vaccinate their children. But of course they had to cancel because too many kids had measles. That's what you get, you bitches. And 50 Shades of Grey has gone soft in the box office after starting hard. Yeah, a little bit of art imitating life, so they say. Bill O'Reilly of Fox News is the latest anchor to be caught bullshitting on his coverage of the 1982 Falkland War. As he said, he was in the Argentine capital, which claimed the Falklands for themselves before the Brits retook it, and the goats that went with him. And he said he was dodging bullets where there was none being shot. The Pentagon had recently revealed its plan to retake an ISIS stronghold in Iraq, forcing, of course, the ISIS fighters to move to a new stronghold. You dumbasses. In international news, in Japan, inspectors have discovered a new nuclear leak in a damaged Fukushima power plant. Ooh. In other news in Japan, scientists believe they found the cave of Godzilla. Yeah, Godzilla. Maybe they're both related. Also, the latest trial of the 9/11 plotters in Guantanamo Bay was halted when the conspirators recognized the court's linguist as a former secret CIA prison worker. Yes. Now, this was the first trial since the Senate Intelligence Committee released the torture report. The report gave graphic details of what went on with the secret CIA prisons, which included sexual humiliation, hey, little dick, waterboarding, as we all knew, and a new one, rectal rehydration. That's right, folks, rectal rehydration. The sickliest looking of the 5 defendants once again was seen sitting on a pillow. Sounds like he's just a bit low on fluids. Kim Jong-un, North Korea's leader, was recently shown to have a new hairstyle. It turned out his barber used the wrong bowl, Wang bowl as they say here, and was stabbed in the heart by the young Kim Jong-un. That's right. And in Afghanistan, things weren't bad enough. Employees of a government bank raided their own vault and ran off with the cash. Yeah, things are just getting better there all the time. But with more on our news and international outlook, let's bring in our own very own John Smarmy with his one brown eye on the world. Smarmy?
Thanks, Dan. Hey folks, Smarmy here. Going to talk about what's going on in the world, and then we get to this whole Oscars fiasco that's going on. The hot blonde co-ed that was fined for a library masturbation incident is now posing for Penthouse. Now lots of book nerds will be whacking it to her. That's good karma. Look out for her in Penthouse. A Connecticut man tried to pay a bar tab with a rock. That's right. His punishment, he should be stoned to death. Eye for an eye, a rock for a stone. That doesn't make sense. I'm rusty. We haven't done an episode in 3 weeks. Dan, what's been going on? That's what I blame this bad material on. A 5-year-old Caucasian boy tells his parents that in his past life, he was a 35-year-old black woman who died in a Chicago fire. Either this kid has a wild imagination, or he's been staring at the Aunt Jemima bottle a little bit too long. I don't know. You tell me. Now Smarmy is going to get to his list for his wish list of Oscar awards. These are awards I think categories made up should go to these celebrities. Let's get right to it. The award for most likely to die in a bathtub on drugs like her mother, Bobby Christina. Celebrity who interrupts white artists of their award shows, winner Kanye West. Everybody should be clapping. Great support we have here. Woman Transformation Award, winner Bruce Jenner. Who else? There we go. And finally, the innocent public that causes the internet chaos and lots of publicity, winner Kim Kardashian. Who also should win the Ashiest Lips for Sucking Black Peanut Award, but that's a different story. And more about the Oscars on the show. Dan, what else is happening? John Smarmy, I'm only serious news.
Thank you, Smarmy. And look forward to that Penthouse edition, although I never saw the co-ed to begin with. Well, next up for us, folks, is a little dip into the Oscar festivities that are going on here tonight. Later in this broadcast, the actual Oscar show will be taking place, though you won't be seeing us till after it's been decided. But our very own Jim McCauley comes up with some of his Oscar ideas. Jim, what do you got for us?
Thanks a lot, Dan. Jim McCauley here, going to talk Oscars. First, I'm going to go over my opinions on who should win and who shouldn't. First off, Best Picture. Obviously, American Sniper should win, but due to the liberal media being who they are, it definitely won't win. You know, everybody as a red-blooded American should see this movie. You know, it's your duty. Whether you like it or not, you should go see it. Whether or not you support the war, you should always support the troops. Love it or leave it, folks. Selma's big controversy. Dan mentioned earlier that it's because no actor or actresses were nominated of the 20 acting roles. You know what? To be honest with Selma, the life and death story of Martin Luther King is always a good tale. Quite frankly, because I love a story with a happy ending. Know what I'm saying? All right, moving on to Best Actor, we've got Bradley Cooper, who would be nice if he won, but he won't. The gentleman who played Stephen Hawking would be a nice win, but unfortunately, well, good thing is, tonight's a Lifetime Achievement Award to Michael Keaton, who's never been nominated. He will take home the gold tonight. We tape the show on Sundays. You're probably seeing it after the fact, so you be the judge whether or not I predicted this correctly. And the Best Actress Award goes to Julianne Moore for her portrayal as an Alzheimer's patient. I would go on, but forget about it. My locks, once again, Best Picture goes to The Imitation Game. Best Actor, Michael Keaton. Best Actress, Julianne Moore. Best Supporting Actor, the Joe Conklin lookalike, J.K. Simmons. And Best Supporting Actress, Patricia Arquette. Folks, she's still a dime piece. And you know what? She's going to beat out another dime piece, Emma Stone, for her role in Birdman. Quite frankly, I'd like to show Emma Stone my Birdman, but she's not going to win tonight. Dan, that's it for me. Folks, enjoy the show.
Thank you, Jim. And you're going with Imitation for Best Picture. Me, I'm going Paddington Bear. The light. Yes. Well, next up for us, folks, is our very own John Rice. And instead of our Gamers Update as usual, he's going to give us reasons why the certain games should be up for an Oscar nomination. Come Oscars is what they'll call them. Bryce?
Alright guys, we're gonna talk games. Yeah. I'm not gonna really do like a 2014 thing because I don't even really know what year it is now. So we're just gonna talk about games. What games should win awards and shit. I already forgot where I was going. Alright. But realistically, best game of 2014 that came out was probably Super Smash Bros. Because it's awesome. But there's a lot nominated, but Mario Kart 8, Donkey Kong Country, something like that. Diablo 3. I actually ordered Diablo 3. They didn't send me Diablo 3, they sent me Diablo 2, but I'm still gonna play it. It's, whatever. It's better than reading. But I'm gonna talk about the best game trailers of just the ones I can remember. We all love Call of Duty trailers. Kevin Spacey's in the one. That's kind of weird, but cool, I guess. Kiefer Sutherland's in like one of them. That's cool, I guess. But and then another one's Dead Island. If you guys remember that game, it was a zombie game. Everyone loves zombies these days. That was like a movie trailer. I wanted to see that turn into a movie. I did. It would have been cool. But the best trailer of all would probably be Twisted Metal. Back in the day. Yeah. But look it up if you don't remember it. Twisted Metal. When one of the trucks bursts through a building and kills Snuggles from, Snuggles. It's awesome. To this day, I still only get Snuggles. I love the bear, dude. I do. But I want to go retro here for a second and talk about 3 games. And I'm not gonna vote the best of them because they're all really pretty. I probably will vote the best of them. But we got a Jurassic Park movie coming out soon, eventually, and I want to play the old school Jurassic Park game. Or just, find it and use it as like a paperweight. That's fine too, it's the same thing. Spider-Man's coming around to be the Avengers, so that's cool. So go out and check out Maximum Carnage because that's a kick-ass game. It's very hard. It's very hard. It's like the 3rd hardest game I've played. It's fun, but I can only get through like the 3rd level. I'll play those 3 levels over and over again. Anyway, yeah. But best of them would probably be another zombie thing, because everyone loves zombies these days, what's going on here. But probably Zombies Ate My Neighbors, because it's badass. And it's just a good game. This one should win an award for 2014, even though it was released, probably a little before 2014, like a few months, I don't know. That's it. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Rice. And zombies are in fact, tonight The Walking Dead continues at 9 o'clock, Sunday nights. Next up for us is one of our new special guests here tonight, Rod Goat Sperling, with some Oscar news.
Welcome to my segment, Goats Gloats, as we're calling it. Normally I talk about me having my, thank you back there, me having my fingertip on the pulse of America. Unfortunately, it's usually 8 years ahead of time. But tonight they asked me to do some Oscar stuff, so here we go. The Oscar buzz is all over. There's a few locks. One is this Julianne Moore for the Still Alice. I don't know if anybody saw it, but between you and me, I'm still sleeping. I haven't woken up from my nap in the theater. Let's just say it's a little long, a little drawn out. What else going on in the Oscar buzz? Oh, Michael Keaton. I believe he's a lock for the big winning the Birdman. He's the buzz for the actor category. Thank you. I can't wait for the sequel. There's rumor that they're going to be doing a Muppet movie as the sequel of Birdman. It's going to be called Big Birdman. Thank you. Big Bird. Sit down. What else is going on? What else did I scribble down here? Oh, everybody was talking about the Selma. So I like to wrap my couple minutes up. Selma, yeah. Ironically, no black people won, but I believe that was part of Martin Luther King. One day he hoped to have a dream that they'd make a movie about his life, but the one time a British guy playing an American didn't win, it'd be the black guy. I have a dream. Martin Luther King, as we all know, another ironic thing is that no blacks nominated in Black History Month. Yes, we are near the end. Thought that was a little known fact. The little known fact is that Martin Luther King is actually buried at the foothills of a mountaintop. They He didn't quite make it to the mountaintop even in death. I mean, they could have just put a grave up on top of the mountaintop. But no. Thank you. Enjoy the Oscars.
Thank you, Goat, for your gloat. Yeah, well, you mentioned Black History Month. I don't know if you know this, but even the Eagles got involved with that this year by throwing their own racist on Black History Month. Riley Cooper, the one who's going to kick all the neighbors' asses one day at the country music concert. Yeah, he's on our February calendar picture this year. Very smooth operator. Well, next up, folks, as you all been waiting for, is our very own Darren Martinez, his movie views and reviews, Oscar edition.
Thanks, Dan. So, you know, I see movies every week. I've seen them all. I saw all the movies of 2014, pretty much all of them, you know.
Yeah.
And through my reviews, you guys seen them all 2 people who watch this show.
Did you watch Paddington Bear?
Paddington Bear, I did not watch.
Oh, there you go.
So I can't nominate it for anything.
Okay. Deserving anyway.
But, you know, everyone's got the best picture. Jim McCauley touched up on the best actor, actress. So I'm going to touch upon a couple different things, you know, because last year was a year for sequels. So I want to get right into it, and I got some awards I want to give out.
The best sequel?
The best sequels of 2014.
Nice.
So the nominees for best sequel of 2014 are X-Men: Days of Future Past, Fast and Furious 6, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, The Raid Part 2, and Captain America 2: Winter Soldier. And the winner for best sequel of 2014, The Raid 2! Raid 2 won that. It just went right by, and you know, and this is just my opinion. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna pick something like Captain America 2, so I think they're pretty much, you know, equal. But you know, I love The Raid, so I'm gonna pick The Raid 2. Thought it was an excellent sequel. It was just as good as the first one. It had a great story.
Okay.
So that was it.
It was called The Raid?
The Raid Part 2. It's a foreign film, so if you can stand subtitles, or they might even have a dubbed
Never see
version,
it
you can
unless they
watch
dub
it.
it. I
Yep,
cannot stand
just like my
it.
father. All right, so on to the next award, and this one goes for the worst sequel of 2014. The nominees are Transformers 4, Dawn of the Moon of the Optimus Rising Predacons, Expendables 3, and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And the winner for the worst sequel of 2014, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Starring Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, or I think that's her name. I don't, you know, who cares? It was horrible. Jamie Foxx was in it, and you know, and thank God it's over. We're done with that series. We're getting a new Spider-Man.
Really, when it comes to Expendables 3, how expendable are they?
Yeah, Expendables 3. You know, it could have won, but
It should have been
Yep.
Expendable, and that was it.
there was about 38 people in it, and they were all like action stars in 1984. So anyway, the last one, and this is just an honorable mention, the most disappointing sequel of 2014, and there are no there's no nominees. I'm just gonna give away the award to How to Train Your Dragon Part 2. Most disappointing one, because I thought the first one was excellent. They could have done a better job with the second one. That's all I'm saying.
Ah, yeah. I see them.
All right, and on to my last award for the night. We're gonna go with the best remake of 2014. All right, the nominees are Gojira, Annie, that's a different version of Annie. Dracula Untold. He doesn't talk like that in the movie at all. He's actually like really good looking, like Twilight kind of guy. Hunger Games. Hunger Games had Dracula. Brick Mansions.
Big name movies.
And RoboCop.
Oh.
And the best remake of 2014, Dracula Untold. I would go with Dracula. I thought it was great. It's not an excellent film, but you got to look at the 5 nominees, and I think I enjoyed that more than the other 4 films. Another honorable mention: worst disappointing remake. Not disappointing because we all knew it was going to be bad, but worst remake was RoboCop.
Was it?
This is just my opinion. And then 2 more honorable mentions. The best and only prequel sequel, Hobbit 3, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It was a prequel, but then it was a sequel to the prequel, so it's a pre-sequel or prequel. And then and the last one was the only. There's no nominee. This is just a mention. The only prequel of 2014 was Leprechaun Origins.
Ooh.
Leprechaun Origins. And that's it. That's all I got for you. Back to you, Dan.
Thanks again, Darren. Some very good nominations there. Most of the movies I didn't see, especially the ones that have to read the bottom. I'll wait till they put some English voices in them. Well, finally for us tonight, folks, it's our very own Ron Morrow with the Mystic Minute Oscar night version. Ron?
Yes, thank you, Dan. This is the Mystic Minute. I am Ron Morrow, reporting to you live from my own little private green room here in the I'm Only Serious studios. As you can see, I keep my various mystical paraphernalia about me at all times. This edition of the Mystic Minute, I would like to delve into an issue that has affected me personally on a very deep level. You see, I was snubbed earlier this year. A film I tried to get on the ground last year. It was a biopic of sorts. It's there's a character I'm working on in one of my recent novels who is my author's surrogate that I would be portraying in this film. I'd assembled some of the finest entertainment sorcerers in the world to work on this picture, but they abandoned me, ladies and gentlemen, because the powers that be decided that they would much rather have these gentlemen and one lady, I think. Would they rather have them produce the Super Bowl halftime show starring Miss Katy Perry, which is where you get your beautiful giant mechanical tigers of death, which was going to play a large part in my film. But so, ladies and gentlemen, just a warning to all of you out there: don't trust the entertainment industry. They don't give a damn about any of us.
Mr. Morrow, we have a special award for you.
What is this?
You know what it is.
Oh, this is a cherubi, isn't it? Cherubi. Oh, thank you so much, fans at home, for finally awarding me with this spiritual achievement. Warms a man's heart. That's been your Mystic Minute, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
And thank you, Ron, for your spiritual, in-depth Mystic Minute. Well, that about wraps it up for tonight's show, folks, but a word of warning to you shoppers out there. The Al-Shabaab, yes, yet another terrorist network, has threatened to blow up malls in the United States. So, be careful where you shop. Something tells me they're being financed by Amazon.com. Yes, I think so. Well, we wrap up our show tonight. We thank you for viewing. By the time you see this telecast, the Oscars will have been over, winners will have been announced, and the looting will have commenced. Yes. Next year we'll make sure we get a black actor in there. Thank you for viewing. Thanks to everybody involved. John Smarmy, Darren Martinez, John Rice, of course Ron Morrow, Jim McCauley, Rod Goat Sperling, and thank you for watching me, your host, Dan Hahn. See you next week on the I'm Only Serious News Network, Sunday Paper Program.